So again, we have here three phases of the cyber forensics are there: attack phase, structured phase, and we have another one is about enterprise phase. So in each and every phase, what we have to deal, the what level we have to collect the evidences, everything. They are going to be deal with attack phase, structural phase, and enterprise phase. Then what is these various organizations are there? That is IOCE. So each and every organization they have some of qualities or some of responsibilities to solve or to collect the evidences. For example, if you take this one, the first conference was evidence. In later, this international team was established. These evidences was established, and this one is about research areas in these forensics, how to motivate and encourage the people to there is a conferences, workshops, and they are going to be collect. And the challenge is to help the drive the direction of research and development. And another one is about these digital evidences. In previous, not only the collection of data in the form of here we have audios and videos and photos. Various things are going to be found. And it is also associated with American Association of Forensic Science and International Association of Computer Investigation Specialist and High Technology Crime Investigation Association and the International Organization on Computer Evidence. Various focus on practice and digital forensics, primarily in the laboratory settings. And another one is about Association of Chiefs. This one in Northern Ireland, they first formed this one. This this team was formed, and it functioning in Northern and designed to publish a guide to procedure to be followed to collect the computer-based evidence to ensure in a good field of practice. And today's topic is development of cyber forensics. So how to develop once the evaluation is completed, and how to develop this one. So computer forensics is a study of extracting, analysis, and documenting evidence of a computer system or network. So computer system or network, through that we are going to be collect the digital evidences. Okay. It is oftenly used by law enforcement officials to seek out evidence for criminal trial. So the government officials and business professionals may also have need of a specialist familiar with the computer forensic technique. The discipline of computer forensic is relatively new, having been founded in 1980s. So the first crime was happened, no? So later on it was developed, and how to proceed these evidences, and what is the flow of collecting these digital evidences, and what are the government official and professional we need for this collecting the evidences from the computer or a network. And whatever is the digital evidence is consist of data. So that is consist of data from storage medias like hard disk, floppy disk, zip disk, and compact disk, DVDs, email data transmitted over a network link, wired or wireless. Logged file generated by the operating system. Logs from perimeter devices like router and switches also. Switches, PDA, mobile phones, MP3 players, USB. Even if we have the storage which contain Pelehora devices, that is which is not fit into the original concept of computers, like the washing machine and the engine management system in car. That is generally we can have some voice commands. No? There also we have some predefined memory is there. From that also we can collect the data and we can show it for an evidence. Even if we have taken GPS devices also, we have taken the evidences from the GPS devices. In order for evaluation and acceptance of digital evidence, a new type of evidence previously not considered by the courts. So this computer evidence and previous time it is not going to be considered for the courts. The certain basis of principles are suggested by the research scholars. These are given below. So we already think on that. The authenticity. Then another one is about accuracy. Remember, I remember accuracy. Then another one is about completeness. Okay. So what is authentication? It should be authenticate that should be specialized like the circumstances personally, right? And produced by sometimes who can answer the questions about such links. Who can answer about such links. This is about authenticity. Authenticity is nothing but you can confirm that who can create and know the password, that who can have a right to change, who can have a right to modify the password. Then accuracy, the evidence should be free from any responsible, reasonable doubt about the quality of processes used to collect the material, analysis the material if that appropriate and necessary, and finally to introduce into the code to produce someone who can explain what has been done. In case of habits, exhibits which themselves contains the statements, a letter of document, for example, accuracy, must also encompasses the accuracy of content, and that normally requires the documents originator to make a witness statement and to be available for cross-examination. Even when presented, the evidence contains the statements created in a computer, accuracy must be encompasses the accuracy of process which produce the statement as well as the accuracy of the content. So provide appropriate evidences. These evidences we can produce in the courts, even if the lawyers are asking the cross examination, that time also we can take the content from these digital evidence, they can proceed the case also. Then the last one is about completeness. Tells within its own terms a complete story of a particular set of circumstances or event. So total event we can think over and we can suggest them. In addition to consider the forensic evidences exhibits the following properties. Chain of custody is very important, and transparency and expandable. Explainable are the other basic principles. They need to be followed among the other principles. So if these things are there, unlike the physical evidence, the digital evidence by itself has a no informational values. It requires the skills and talents to interpreting the latest information which is dependent on the process by which unrelieved and the process terms into depend upon the basic principles of computer science. In order to legally acceptable in the court of law, it requires a motivated skills, experts who will apply appropriate tools to achieve efficiency and reliability. So cyber forensic focuses three kinds of data, namely active data, latent data, and archival data. So they can focus on these three types of data. So we already know that like these data, these foreign digital evidence is nothing but some data. So the data is information which is contained maybe various types of storage devices. So storage devices, and these devices particular on how to collect the data. These evidence of data sometimes we can proceed and we can ask the cross examination purpose also. These evidences are going to be used in the court. And what is this active data? You can read it once again. What is active data? An active data is one that is currently available, visible, and that which can be understood using an application within a computer. Okay, so this active data is currently available and visible that can be which can be understand using an application within a computer. So active data might also be protected using passwords or some means of encryption. Yes or no? Everywhere the data is going to be protected. So that is some of the active data are word processor files, spreadsheets, files and directories, email content, database programs, system files, history files, temporary internet files, cookies, recycling bin, and others. So these are the places the active data is available. Okay, these are the, for example, if you want to take email may be protected by using a password. Maybe, for example, zip files are there. Maybe the zip files, maybe we can do the encryption of these files. So maybe we have password protection files are there. Word file we can provide password protection also. Excel files, any files we can make some password protection, or we can make encryption and we can keep it. Whenever we want, we can decrypt and we can see the data. Then we can do the encryption. So like that. So the active data is currently available in visible, which can be understand by using an application within the computer. So computer lo unde files anni what are that is called as an active. Then another one is about what is a latent data. Latent data is also called an evident data, volatile data, maybe in the form of deleted files, memory dump, and similar data which resides in a swap files, temporary files, printer, spool file, metadata, shadow files, and so on. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం జనరల్గా విజిబుల్ అయ్యే ఫైల్స్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ హిడెన్ ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకు విజిబుల్ అవ్వదు, డిలీటెడ్ ఫైల్స్, డిలీట్ చేసిన ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, అవి కానీ మెమరీ క్లీనప్ చేస్తాం మనం జనరల్గా దాంట్లో ఉండే డెంప్ కానీ. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు సింపుల్గా వీ కెన్ సీ మొబైల్స్లో చూసినప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఆటోమేటిక్గా వీ కెన్ డిలీట్ ఇట్. వాట్ ఇట్ మీన్ ఫర్ టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్? Why temporary files is created? Can anyone say that why temporary files is created? What is generally temporary files contains? It is a small storage area. Yes or no? Before accessing memory, it is used to access a fast. So what is going to be happen if the temporary files are deleted in memory? Can anyone? Mobile automatic మనం క్లీనప్ చేస్తాం, అలా చేయదు. అలా జనరల్గా టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్ కానీ డిలీట్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సింపుల్ వీ కెన్ చెక్ ఇట్. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ టెంపరరీ ఫైల్ ఫర్ మొబైల్, దట్ ఈస్ మ్యూజిక్ ప్లేయర్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి, టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి. సో మ్యూజిక్ వినండి, పర్టికులర్ సమ్ ప్లేస్ మ్యూజిక్ స్టాప్ చేయండి. యూ కెన్ కమ్ బ్యాక్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ రిమూవ్ ద టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్ ఫర్ music player, and we can go back and we can start again. What is going to be happen? It is going to be scan all the music content in your memory card or in your phone. Then again it is going to be restart. The temporary files lo mobile lo gaani వీటిలో ఏం స్టోర్ అవుతాయంటే జనరల్గా లాగ్ డేటా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఎక్కడి వరకు మనం చూసాము, ఎక్కడి నుంచి కంటిన్యూ చేయాలి, సో మనం ఏమేమి సెట్ చేసాము, రిలేటెడ్ సెర్చ్ అంతే కదా. మన యాప్ డేటా ఉంటుంది కదా, జనరల్గా ఎలాగా చెప్పాలంటే మనం యాప్కి వెళ్ళి యాప్లో క్లీన్ మెమరీ ఇవినే మనం వాట్సాప్ని డైరెక్ట్గా కాకుండా యాప్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఫోర్స్ స్టాప్ అన్నాం అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఒక మెసేజ్ డిస్ప్లే. ఇఫ్ యూ స్టాప్ మేబీ ఫంక్షనల్ బిహేవియర్ ఈస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ అండ్ యువర్ అకౌంట్ మే బి డిలీటెడ్, యువర్ డేటా కంటెంట్ మే బి డిలీటెడ్. So such type and files may be available in the temporary areas. So the temporary areas may be which contains some data and which can be metadata and shadow files and so on. It requires an talent to bring to light the latent data using specialized tools and techniques. And వీటిని delete చేసిన, for example, deleted files ని ఎలాగ చూస్తాం? Deleted files ని. So last time also we have some recovery software. Through that recovery, we can directly go to that particular file and in which date what are the files are deleted. So have anyone gone through this recovery software? We can get it. So temporary files are not. లేదా deleted files. Some, for example, you can simply delete it from your directory. So where it is available? So it is available in recycling bin. We can directly we can restore and it is placed in the original place where you deleted. That is also we have. So some shadow files, some printer lo maybe file name find out చేయాలంటే printer లో struck అయి ఉన్న file name కానీ లేదా printer data తీసుకున్నాం how many files we are printed so far, file names ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయండి. That is even the latent data which is called like eminent and volatile data. The last one is called, what is the last one? Archival data. What is archival? The data that has been stored or backup to external storage media such as tapes, such as tapes, CDs, DVD, external hard disk, pen drives, zip disk, network services, network servers or internet is archival data. Necessary precautions have to be taken while performing a forensic examination since the backup peripheral devices do not have all information. Hence, it also better to perform forensic examination on original source media because backup don't have stored latent data. అంతే కదా. సో బ్యాకప్ ఫైల్స్ లో మనకి జనరల్గా టెంపరరీ ఫైల్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతాయి? మనకు ఉన్న ఇంటర్నల్ స్టోరేజ్ లోనే స్టోర్ అవుతాయి. సో ఒకవేళ వీ కెన్ టేక్ ఇట్ అవుట్. సో పెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తాం, పెన్ డ్రైవ్ డిలీట్ చేస్తాం. So pen drive, how many times you inserted that log, you cannot get it. And they are saying clearly about pen drive, you don't have any latent data. So, sir, for example, pen drive lo data delete chesam, only restore data and so when we have doing forensic examination with this archival data, we should focus on these criteria. What is the thing? So while examinations, the media backup do not have to store the related files. Okay. So while we are considering this as a forensic and this as a evidence, while we are examining, please make sure these are the things in your mind to follow. So gone through what is we have three types of data are there. That is, one is active data, second one is latent data, and third one is about archival data. Then another one is about cardinal rules in cyber forensic. What is this cardinal rules in cyber forensic? The cardinal rules of computer forensic can be expressed as the 5 A's. Can be expressed as the 5 A's. Last class lo gani 5 W's chusam kada, who, where, why, when, how ani. Same way here also. The cardinal rules of computer forensic can express as 5 A's. Admissibility must be guide actions. The document everything that is done. Acquire the evidence without altering or damaging the original. And authenticate your copy to be certain it is identical to the source data. Analyze the data while remaining it is integrity. Anticipate the unexpected. These are the 5 A's. Okay. Admissibility must be guide action. That is document everything is done. And acquire the evidence without altering or damaging the version. Authenticate your copy to be certain it is identical to the source data. Analyze the data while retraining its integrity. So while we are making a train of data, what is the training of data means? So many people now we are doing a project. No? What the project we are doing? ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేసేటప్పుడు జనరల్గా చేస్తున్నారు కదా ఏంటి డేటాని ట్రైన్ చేసాము, డేటాని ఫాలో అప్ చేసాము, డేటాని ఇలా చేయటం వల్ల ఇలా వచ్చింది, ఇలా చేయటం వల్ల ఇలా వస్తుంది. దీస్ ఆర్ ద అనాలిసిస్ వి ఫైండ్ అవుట్, దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్ వి గాట్ ఇట్ అని వీ హ్యావ్ సీయింగ్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్. ఎవరైతే ఈ డేటా అనాలిటిక్స్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళకి ఇది అర్థమవుతుంది. సో admissibility must guide actions. Document everything that is done. Acquiring, that is admissibility, acquire, authenticate, analysis, and anticipate. These are the 5 A's. So the cardinal rules of computer forensics can be expressed with the 5 A's: admissibility, acquire, authenticate, analysis, and anticipate. The cardinal rules are designed to facilitate a forensically sound examination of computer media and enable forensic examiner to testify in court as to their handling of a particular piece of evidence. A forensically sound examination is conducted under controlled conditions such that it is fully documented, replicable, and verifiable. A forensically sound methodology changes no data on the original evidence, preserving it in pristine condition. The result must be replicable such that every qualified expert who completes and examines the media employing the same tools and methods employed while securing the same result. So the cardinal in the sense is a sound examination of computer media enables the forensic examiners to justify in court as they're handling a particular piece of evidence. So making a sound examination of this digital data. Okay, sound examination of the digital data. So if these are the cardinal rules are there, then how we are going to be make these cyber forensic lab? The role of cyber forensic will be increasing importance to the legal system as information continues to evolve into purely a digital form, and a system on which digital information is stored became a more technologically advanced. So very advanced digital information is going to be stored. Yes or no? Now, for example, if you want to make a decryption, then the system condition and system tools should be very high end. అంతే కదా mobile phone, for example, if you have a mobile phone, okay, in order to repair this mobile, we need more technology rather than this included. So then only we can analyze that mobile data or mobile tools or what applications that will be used. The same way, the role of cyber forensics will be increasing importance to a legal system as information continues to evolve into a purely a digital form, and a system which can be digital information is stored became more technologically advanced. The strategic planning for setting a laboratory involves in developing a forensic practice, operational perspective, technological perspective or a venue, scientific perspective as an anticipate perspective. So these are the various views of perspective while we are developing a forensic practice, operational perspective, in technological perspective, and there is a place also we have to see perspective, both venue also, and scientific perspective and artist perspective also we have to see. In other areas of significance are core mission and services, budget and standard operation procedures, also, operating procedures also. While we are making a forensic lab, these are the things we need to keep in mind and we have to follow this. So we have to see the operational perspective, technological perspective, and venue, and scientific perspective in artist perspective, and others as a core mission and services, budget and standard operation procedures also we have to see. The cyber forensic lab requires adequate adequate infrastructure for examining and analysis the digital evidence. Advocate infrastructure not only includes a technical infrastructure but also assists such as workshop, dedicated communication lines, 24/7 internet connection, among other, which should be made available to a cyber forensic experts. So, not only lab, we need a 24/7 internet connection, dedicated communication lines. Communication lines, maybe audio, video communication, whatever it may be, you can take anything. And assets which has a workplace internet connection and everything made available in forensic experts. So we already saw that the various perspective ways we have to design these cyber forensic lab. The first one is about operational perspective. What is this operational perspective? All business venue must have a sound business management. Sorry, sound business management, financially profitably, core services, etc. A police cyber forensic lab may not have a profit per, but the lab has to demonstrate the venue services and returns the investment in order to acquire the annual budget allocations and training in the new technology to continue fighting crime. Yeah. జనరల్గా పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ అందరికీ బడ్జెట్ అనేది అలాగే కాదు అంతేగాని జనరల్ దే డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ income for that. This is a simple example they have explained over here. All venues must have a sound business management and financial profitable core services, etc. The police cyber forensic lab must have profit size, profit for the lab, profit works. But the lab also has to demonstrate. So we don't and return investment in order to acquire the annual budget allocation and finding in the new technology to fight the crime. And another one is about technological perspective. First one is about operational perspective. The second one is about technological perspective. Technological advancement calls for sophisticated knowledge in data and data storage technologies. More complex techniques are used by criminals to hide their criminal activities. The commercial market is rolling out a new way of newest and shiniest technologies available to upkeep the demand for process. Again, the forensic community is at the front of the line, disseminating and investigating every new gadget that hits the slaves in order to reveal its secrets. In technological sense, we can see means the forensic experts needs very advanced tools or maybe a softwares in order to encode or decode the data. We need softwares, and they already the criminals have an idea, have a good knowledge about how to hide the data. Some cyber crimes itself, the cyber criminals itself, they have very knowledge and very good talent to how to modify and how to hide the data also. Okay. Again, the forensic community is at the front of the line, dismantling and investigating every new gadget and its slaves in order to reveal its secrets. Then another one is about first one operational perspective, second one technological perspective, third one is about scientific. In order to reveal the facts objectively through empirical observation, deductive reasoning, and conversion of hypothesis to demonstrable proof of the fact, examiners have to perform their duties according to according to belief, repeatable, valid, objective, consist and accurate methodologies, thereby enabling the presentation of the finding as acceptable in court of law. Okay. Scientific perspective means they have to see reveal the facts. అంతే కదా జనరల్ గా వాట్ ద సైంటిస్ట్ కెన్ డూ. సైంటిస్ట్ అనగానే ఏంటి? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కంప్యూటర్ సైంటిస్ట్ అనగా దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఫైండ్ ద న్యూ థింగ్స్. లేదా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ అక్కర్, దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఫైండ్ ద ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ what is the new things they are going to do. Same here, in order to reveal the facts, if we have a computer evidence, that is a digital evidence is there, in order to make some observation on that by using some technological perspective, they are going to be see about the data. They can read this objective through the empirical observation, step by step observation. They can process on this and they are going to be find it. Detective reasoning and conversation of hypothesis to demonstrate the proof of the fact. Examiners have to perform their duties according to reliable, acceptable, repeatable, and valid, objective, consistent, and accurate methodologies, thereby enabling the presentations to finding the acceptable in the court of law. So, in order to present in the court, they can see all the view of this. Then another one about an artist perspective. A great degree of technological powers or expertise and competency is required in fact finding, although the investigative process involves a rigid set of procedures, intuitions, and creative skills of the forensic examiners is also required. Raw technological skills do not empower the examiner to understand the man and vision. More artistry and creativity is required to enable a better understanding of how the tools and technology and human nature and thought process interact. So generally, ఎలా ఉంటుంది అలా ఉంటుందని మనం చెప్పడం కంటే they can make a vision and then create, then they can submit, then it is an acceptable way they can see it. Okay. That is the view of us. Okay, we can see again these use again tomorrow. We continue. Then another one, budget and core mission and services. And we have the applications out there in the software package and hardware devices, and the two ways of approaches. And that was the end. So, for any doubts, anyone having a doubt?